you know, you think about thin air, less resistance. If your ball's in the air less time, it's not going to fly as far. So the trajectory control matters. There's a lot of feel to it. Even though you start with math, it still has a tremendous amount of feel to it. I would argue there's more feel this week than there is any other week, because what kind of shot are you going to play? Looks like the left golf ball on the right edge of that bunker, the one we're looking at.
Straight in?
Mm-hmm. Fade.
Ted works the percentage, and then he kind of just tells me from there.
I mean, we started with a guesstimate, and then we're just trying to average that out against what we're thinking. You know, what's it actually doing? What is it actually going versus what we think it's going to go? And it's different with shorter clubs than longer clubs, and uphill and downhill as well, because downhill shots stay in the air longer. So you're going to play more percentage off, whereas uphill shots are not in the air as long. So, you know, you're still going off a lot of feel, but it's starting with a baseline of math, and then from there trying to figure out how's the feel going to be, and then we just go, all right, we guessed that it's going to go 180. If it went 190, then we're like, hey, we need to take a mental note of that and try to adjust in the future. That's why they call it a practice round, right?
Practice. What do you think, Teddy? My guess is a 7.
Probably could hit your 4-iron even.
How far is that bunker?
237. Like this? Did that work?
Yeah. I'm not getting in that bunker, am I?
Mm-mm.
Oh, grab me. Sit.
Kick right.
Saddle.
Other right. All right, there you go. What was the ball speed? 129.
Ripped it.
Smoked it.
I mean, the fairways are pretty wide, but the rough is pretty healthy. But so far, it seems like there's going to be a decent amount of birdies, just with the elevation. Golf course plays a little shorter, and you know, showing up on a Monday, typically the greens are a little softer, pins are a little bit easier. But overall, it seems like a pretty good test. But so far, it seems like you'll see some decent scoring. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought a lot of fairways hit just because it's pretty wide, and then, I mean, the main thing is just trying to figure out how far to hit it. I think that's the whole challenge. 103 from here.
How far?
97 will play it up 5 to 102. Lie looks kind of a little bit knuckly to you.
Yeah, it's sitting up though. Yeah, maybe a little bit.
No claps from the family? What are we even doing out here?
I was trying to hit a 95 shot, so I was just purely following instructions there.
You hit a 98.
And it was 102 adjusted?
Yep.
That's pretty good, Teddy. Oh, I'm not driving. What am I doing? A normal event, we'd kind of have an idea where the pins are going to be. New golf course, you know, kind of just get a feel for the greens and speed, and then go from there.
Mostly where you could get tricked out here on the greens is longer putts, like speed-wise. Maybe it looks uphill and then you hit it, but because it's mountain golf, it's faster than it looks or something like that. So just try to figure out some of that stuff.
I'll kind of make a little circle around the cup, see where kind of the general break is, and then I'll go in between my ball and the hole, and I'll kind of feel what I think the slope is doing, and then kind of get a gauge for what the putt's doing overall, and then just hit it. And if I'm really confused, then I ask Teddy. How many times can you lip out in 9 holes? Gosh dang it, Teddy, that was supposed to go in.
That was a nice roll, sir.
How would you describe your guys' relationship?
Me and Teddy's? Difficult.
Romance.
Romance.
Sure it is.
Sure. No, I think we have fun and keep things pretty loose, and I think the season can be long at times, and so it's nice to have, you know, relaxing days at the beginning of the week before we kind of get to work on Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, I need you to check my lines here.
Yes,
I'm hitting it to the left.
Yes, sir.
Keep hitting draws when I'm trying to hit fades.
Where are you heading? His ball?
It feels like it's off to the left.
Yeah, it is actually. I think that storm's pushing the wind from the northwest.
Okay, good. Right on his ball?
Yeah.
I'm playing a little off the left.
Okay.
In altitude, is the wind like more or less of a factor? Or do you think
Less.
about it differently? Why?
Science.
Think about an airplane, right? So an airplane has more trouble taking off at higher altitude. It has to be going faster because it can't create the lift. So the same thing with a golf ball. If you're at altitude, the wind's not pushing on the ball as much, so it's harder to curve it. It also doesn't play as much into the wind or downwind as you typically do, but the altitude is more the adjustment we're trying to make, probably more than the wind.
7-8.
Yeah. 173 plays 11 up, so it's 65 adjusted front, 184 adjusted to the hole. And we got hurt from the left. We had 94, we hit that chippy 7, it flew pin high, which we were playing an 80 shot. So I would say probably just a good full 8-iron, huh?
Oh, full 8-iron?
Is that what you got?
No, I grabbed the 7. I thought that was the club. But... Just a normal one?
Mm-hmm. Get up a yard.
I don't think that was the club. That bounced into the bunker.
I agree that was definitely not the right club.
Wait,
Like
how
this-
far to go? Probably 63.
77?
Oh, that's here.
Yeah, 68 is
Oh, no, we were curious what it went at home.
like sea level, Dallas, Texas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you guessed.
Still got it.
If we're worried about it, like, well, you know, is it 8 or is it 7? I think if you bring it down a little bit on these real uphill ones, it will make a difference.
How much sand we working with here? A little bit of sand here, Trav.
We know TrackMan said 162, so what I can do is we had 165 to the front, and wind was in from the left, so it really only got 3 yards farther than the number you hit it, even though it's into the wind. So it's like you're trying to figure out how can I use that scenario going forward in the tournament. And that's pretty much every week. This week's just so much more complex because of the altitude.
Ooh.
Try that way.
Ooh. Ooh. Really, we're just getting good info. Like, one way for us, I think that we can control distance better is just by changing the height. Like, if I needed to go further, I can just try to hit it higher. And especially on the uphill ones, like that one, Teddy was right. Like, I hit it, I think Adrian said 77 normalized, but since it's so uphill, it just doesn't really fly the same. I don't know exactly why, but like that was a good example. Into the wind, I didn't think it would have that much of an effect, but now it's picking up, it moved it pretty good. And then really it wasn't the distance, it was just I hit it too low there while I came up short.
It'd have been close. Like if you'd hit it high, it'd have been borderline carrying.
Yeah.
But that's where, I mean, it's Monday, we're trying to figure that out, like what happens, because it does make a difference. Like there's people that come here whenever they used to play the tournament here. I remember people that hit it low, you know, they're playing 8%, and then you have the high ball hitters are playing 12, 13% because the ball's in the air longer. So, you know, you think about thin air, less resistance. If your ball's in the air less time, it's not going to fly as far. So it's trajectory control matters. You know, there's a lot of feel to it. Even though you start with math, it still has a tremendous amount of feel to it. Probably, I would argue there's more feel this week than there is any other week, because what kind of shot are you going to play? Even though you're trying to start with some sort of mathematical equation.
I feel like a lot of it is just kind of figuring out where those spots are and trying to avoid them. Eventually you're going to find yourself in trouble out here, and it's kind of managing your way to where you do get into trouble to where is the best place you can make a par from. Kind of stuff like that you figure out on practice round days.